What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. And welcome to the University of Illinois. I'm in the University Quad right now. Thought I'd record this review out here. It's such a beautiful day, so why not? Let's get into this real quick. Today we're going to be talking about recent release from the house of Versace. This is Dylan Blue. You'll be seeing the presentation right about now. Check it out. Looks beautiful. This came out just last year, and this fragrance is something that is kind of going along the lines of a few other recent releases that are becoming very popular, like Dior Sauvage, Bleu de Chanel, and things like that. Even just looking at the bottle, blue is the theme here. So let's just get into this. What I'll talk about with this fragrance first is that it smells the way that it looks. Blue, fresh, clean, invigorating. But there's something else in there. There's a little bit of depth to this, actually. There's a darkness to this fragrance, and I think that comes from the incense that is pretty strong throughout this fragrance. It is a fresh fragrance, but it's not a bright fragrance, if that makes sense. The incense brings a masculinity to it, and it helps it from being so teamy in this kind of fresh kind of body wash, fragrance profile. It pulls it away from that, makes it more masculine, and it's something that the mature gentleman could definitely pull off, as well as a younger guy who's just trying to smell good, Now, a lot of people like to compare the incense note in this fragrance to that of Acqua di Gio Profumo from Giorgio Armani, and honestly, I'm not really reminded of that one. I'm more reminded actually of the incense note in Bleu de Chanel, as well as the grapefruit note, which is at the top of this, which is also at the top of the EDT version of Bleu de Chanel. So you'll definitely get Bleu de Chanel vibes right off the top, and ambroxan is also a major note in this fragrance, which we're finding as a foreground note in a lot of fragrances nowadays, like Dior Sauvage, like Prada Luna Rossa Carbon, which is a copy of Dior Sauvage. Ambroxan is something that's been used in countless fragrances for years, but it's only recently that it seems to be used in a foreground nature, to where it is mostly what you smell. It is at the base of the fragrance, but it does provide a very particular kind of metallic-y, fresh vibe to it, as well as providing a bit of staying power and quite a bit of projection. That is a lot of what it helps with as well. So overall, I just say the scent is very pleasant. You can't go wrong with this. And the air just smells fresh and clean and blue, just like the name and the presentation depicts. It's something that when people get the sillage of this, there's no way anyone's gonna really dislike this. So I noticed that this thing has very, very decent performance. Within the first hour and beyond, I get a very good scent bubble and scent trail. I can detect it around me, which tells me that others can definitely detect it as well. And that vibe kind of continues 5-6 hours out. You get a good presence of this fragrance for a good while. It does start to die out as you get towards the 7th hour. And that's very, good and maybe above average for an eau de toilette. So this thing, I'd say it projects a good 2 to 3 hours and lasts on the skin probably up to 7 hours, 6 or 7 hours, depending on the weather conditions. So decent performance, nothing to complain about there. It is fairly linear as well, just like Dior Sauvage. As you get past that 3-4 hour mark, once it gets into the base, it stays the same all the way to the end, essentially. You're going to get that kind of fresh, clean, incensey shower gel kind of vibe. That's what you're going to get. And again, nothing to complain about. If you're looking for more depth and more evolution in a fragrance, this is not the one for you. But if you just want to smell good for most of the day, go for this. This is not going to fail you at all. So in terms of scent, nothing groundbreaking or unique, but undeniably pleasant. Performance is just fine, nothing to complain about with that as well. Compliments, got some decent feedback on this. Didn't wear it out all that much, but enough for people to say, hey, you smell good. Oh, something smells good, or someone smells good, that kind of vibe. So I recommend this fragrance. Yeah, I'd recommend it if you want to smell good, if you want an alternative to Dior Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel or any of those. Check this out. Don't buy it retail. You can definitely buy it on discounters for much cheaper for the price that I think it deserves. So check it out if you're interested. It has my stamp of approval. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe for more. Peace. I'll see you guys in the next one.